go as patsies and then blame them and set them up for something later. I mean, there's no telling. The Zarnev brothers were clearly set up in a false flag, clearly patsies in a larger operation, the Boston bombing. I had a former top CIA analyst and Black Ops on-the-ground commando, Steele, just Friday, saying the same stuff. I mean, anybody that studies this can see it. What's your take, Joe Biggs?
Well, these aren't just regular soldiers. These are 3 ANA, Afghan National Army officers, 1 major, 2 captains. So these are officers in the Afghan Army now out in the streets. We know we have sleeper cells out there. Maybe they need some commanding behind it. You know, that's a big concern. You know, in my time in Afghanistan, my little base I lived on, I had to share a compound with the Afghan National Army. And you have to sleep with one eye open, literally, because there were numerous times these guys would come up to my soldiers and threaten to kill them. And I had to go out on one instance I'll never forget, and I put a grenade launcher in this guy's face, and I said, hey, if you ever threaten one of my soldiers again, I'm going to blow your head off. And then the interpreter came over, and I was like, you need to interpret what I'm saying. He's like, no, I'm not. So I pulled out my sidearm, and I'm sitting there holding 2 guns. I'm like, you need to tell him what's going to happen if he threatens one of my guys again. So you don't know who they're bringing in. They bring in all kinds of people, and people are like, well, no one has that much patience. That's all they have in Afghanistan is patience. They sit around and wait and wait and wait and wait to strike. They have no problem doing that. They are a very patient group of people, and to sit there and make their way in the ranks and then get into a U.S. Army base and to start assassinating people, it's very probable. It happens all the time.
Major Hassan waited 2 years before he did anything.
Yeah, they have tons of patience. That's what people need to get through their head. When something like this happens, like you said, it may or not, it could be something, it could not. But it's definitely something to take consideration. And it's something I hope they can find, get pictures up on TV and look for these guys, because that's a very shady thing. They bring them in September 11th, and now they lose them at a mall. Why were they allowed to be at a mall to just wander off?
Well, I mean, it may just be that, hey, America is a lot better than, you know, Afghanistan. I haven't been there, but I've watched the videos. You've lived it. I mean, so maybe that's what's happening. Probably great guys. But statistically, Afghan National Army, from what I've seen, is the #2 cause of death right over there for U.S. soldiers. So it's not like we're being conspiracy theorists here saying, wow, this is troubling.
Yeah, we caught 2 Afghan Army guys in placing IEDs to kill us just 2 miles down the road from our compound. We actually were sitting there driving down the road, and I was like, hey, isn't that a guy that works with us? And he's sitting there digging, and then looks up and he's batter off. And I'm like, that's the guy that lives with us. Really? I mean, you can't trust him at all. That's the scary thing, because these guys should be watched 24/7 by armed guards. To let this happen, that just blows my mind.
Well, why not train them at a foreign military base? What are they doing training them in the U.S.?
Well, see, the thing they're going to say, though, is we've been bringing in foreign troops forever. Well, we bring in German troops. We bring in stuff like that. We bring in other allies. But this is different because, like you said, the track record isn't good with them. We know they defect. We know they turn on people and they shoot them. Like you said, that general was killed. That's the highest ranking military person killed by one of these Afghan soldiers who just waited for that right time and took it.
And then meanwhile, they've got the state police, everybody going, oh, there's no problem. Nothing's going on. It's ridiculous. Everything's fine. Well, then I want to be treated like I'm not a terrorist then when I pull up to some checkpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of this, man.
Well, it's funny because they said they vetted him. Like, what is their vetting process? Because their vetting processes haven't worked thus far. You know, I've got friends who have been shot, who have been killed by these guys before. And as you can see, I get blood red talking about it. I don't trust them whatsoever as far as I can throw them. The fact that they bring them into our country and they're not even watching them and they're allowing this, and this is the second time, that's crazy. You know, our borders are open. We're creating these groups so we can topple these other regimes. You know, there's another huge terrorist group right now that they're calling Khorasan. That's the next big group. And the reason they're bad is because the guy who leads it has links to Al-Qaeda, and most of his guys have passports to Western countries.
You can just feel a big terror attack coming. I feel it.
Well, they want something. They want Syria bad. These guys are out of Syria. They want Syria. They want Assad.
I want to come back and hear about this new group that's got the U.S. passports. And again, we're not saying the whole government's going to let this happen, but criminal elements at the top over and over again do this. And then the government won't even get in trouble for letting us get attacked. When it happens, they'll get more of our freedoms.
That's all they want.
I mean, this is ridiculous, folks. It's ridiculous. We'll be right back, and then your phone calls are coming up. Stay with us.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Are you ready to surrender your right to buy body armor? No joke. Congress is now trying to outlaw civilian body armor. And if House Bill H.R. 5344 becomes law, you can kiss your right to protect yourself against rifle bullets goodbye. Don't put off your body armor purchase any longer. Go now to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Thousands of military veterans trust their lives to Infidel Body Armor. You should too. Spelled INFIDEL. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
Question: could too many GMO foods and toxins be overloading your digestive and immune systems? Answer: yes. If you're searching for a powerful detox that's gentle enough to use every day, use Pro-EM1 from Teraganix. Pro-EM1 is a powerful liquid probiotic that uses good bacteria to suppress pathogens and gently eliminate toxins from your body. A healthy digestive system will cleanse and remove toxins, support weight loss, improve absorption of food nutrients, and aid in controlling yeast and other infections. Pro-EM1 is made with only non-GMO and certified organic ingredients, has no preservatives, and is dairy, soy, wheat, and gluten-free. Pro-EM1 is the key to your digestive health. Order Pro-EM1 Daily Probiotic Cleanse at Teraganix.com, spelled Teraganix.com, or call toll-free 866-369-3678. That's 866-369-3678. Also available through Amazon Prime. Pro-EM1 from Teraganix. Life's getting better.
Jones here, back live. Next segment, a bunch of breaking news and your phone calls from folks patiently holding. Former Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs is in studio with us, one of our reporters. And we're going over the fact that Afghan National Army officers, 3 of them, a major and 2 captains, have come up missing. And this is a group that's well known to attack and to basically operate as sleeper cells. We're not saying these guys are that. We're just saying they come from a group chock full of it. And then, Joe, you were bringing up this new group they're talking about, I mean, it's just jihadis are activating all over the world right now. And then meanwhile, I saw a story over the weekend on NBC News, Breitbart had it as well, where you can't have an American flag at your university because it might offend someone. People need to say no to all this. This political correctness is killing this country. And I'm not somebody that's, quote, Islamophobe, because it's true. I've studied the demographics of the Middle East. Most countries just want to live in peace. They want to have a job and be left alone. But the jihadis out of Saudi Arabia and other areas are being funded and turned loose to run wild. And then we're not even supposed to criticize them, Joe.
It's crazy. I've been to so many countries around this world, and they all wave their flags proudly. And if you were to bring in a flag of another country and wave it around, that would be very offensive to them. Meanwhile, here in America, when we want to wave our own flag and we want to have pride for our country, we're looked at like terrorists. I mean, what have we come to where you can't walk up and down the streets waving an American flag or hang one from your apartment complex without someone threatening to kick you out?
Well, obviously, the flag's been used for a bunch of corruption, but it doesn't mean that the flag symbolizes that. For me, it symbolizes the Bill of Rights, Constitution, Second Amendment, national sovereignty, our amazing history, when stacked up to other countries, is exceptional. But the leftists are attacking it because they want us to adopt their new globalist ideology. But just look at how they lecture us. You can't have an American flag at public school. It's offensive. You can't have an NRA shirt, but we can teach jihadi garbage in the public schools. Talk about this new terror group.
All right, so a new article out in The Independent came out talking about a shadowy group of extremists with links to Al-Qaeda as big as a threat as the Islamic State. Basically, what they're saying is they have a huge expertise in making bombs, coupled with the presence of jihadist fighters with Western passports in its ranks. You know, that's what makes it a very significant threat to the homeland right now.
And the name of the new group?
Khorasan, Khorasan.
We have articles and video where in Turkey they let ISIS ride around with their weapons on the trains when nobody else can own guns. They let them travel freely. England's letting them fly back and forth. It's so clear the West is helping these guys.
Well, this is the thing, though, from a military aspect, that huge convoy we've seen videos of where ISIS is coming into Iraq and their vehicles are butt-to-butt. They've got all this military equipment they've stolen, U.S. military equipment. That is something you don't do when you have military knowledge. All right, so when you do a convoy with military, you have spacing. So if someone hits you with a mortar, whatever, some kind of air asset, it only takes out one vehicle. These guys they know that no one's going to mess with them. That's why they're riding bumper to bumper. Because, like I said, with that convoy leading into Iraq, we could have taken out all of ISIS in a couple airstrikes and been done with it. The fact that we knew that they were doing that and we did nothing about it, and they're just on a remote road where there would be no collateral.
Well, now we've confirmed they've got Chevy trucks fitted in Texas for U.S. Special Forces. It's been given to them. They didn't just steal it out of bunkers.
Well, they've got brand new Toyota Hilux short bed trucks. I mean, they've got tons of new toys now. I mean, they picked up 198 howitzers. They've gotten anti-aircraft stuff. They've got all of our Humvees, tanks. Anybody goes and walks into a base and tries to drive a tank is not going to be able to do it. You know, the fact that these guys are, you know that the government has something to do with it because they wouldn't even know how to operate that stuff. You know, I know a buddy, it took him 6 months to even learn how to actually shoot a 198, much, let alone be a part of an entire artillery section to learn every position they're at the gun. So
it's incredible. It's a whole science.
Yeah, it is. It takes some people a lifetime to master. And I've got a lot of buddies in artillery who pride themselves in that. So the fact that these guys are able to just hop in and take these pieces and then use them and put them in play, you know that there's military U.S. backing in there.
Well, they trained them. That was the big controversy the last few years in Jordan, in some bases in Iraq, and in Turkey. And now they're just pouring in. What do you think the end game is?
We want to go to Syria. We want to take out the Assad regime. We need bad guys like ISIS, Islamic State, ISIL, whatever, Khorasan, to give us reasons to go. Like I said, it's always that humanitarian means. Because last time with the Assad, it was the chemical attacks. Now we have the Ebola thing in Africa. They also want to bring these guys into America. You know, once you get people scared enough at home, they're going to be like, the government's going to go like, see, look, all this bad stuff happens if you don't have us.
That's it. That's exactly what's happening.
And then now we can go get these bad guys. You know,
That's
and all
right.
these new ISIS propaganda videos that are coming out.